नमस्कार दर्शक मित्रों, स्वागत है आपका मेरे YouTube चैनल मेडिक टॉक्स पे। तो लास्ट लेक्चर में हमने सेरिब्रल कॉर्टेक्स, उसका आर्किटेक्चर, उसकी हिस्टोलॉजी और लोब्स के बारे में पढ़ा था। उसके 4 लोब्स में से हमने फ्रंटल लोब के बारे में उसमें जाना था। आज हम पैराइटल लोब, टेम्पोरल लोब और ऑक्सीपिटल लोब के बारे में जानेंगे। सो नाउ वी आर स्टार्टिंग विथ पैराइटल लोब। So this is parietal lobe. Now, the parietal lobe extends from central sulcus and merges with occipital lobe behind and temporal lobe below. This lobe is separated from occipital lobe by parieto-occipital sulcus and from temporal lobe by sylvian or lateral sulcus. Now, the parietal lobe is divided into 3 functional areas: somesthetic area 1, somesthetic area 2, and somesthetic association area. So, first of all, we will take somesthetic area 1. So, somesthetic area 1 is also called somatosensory area 1 or primary somesthetic or primary sensory area. So this is the lateral surface of cerebral cortex. Now areas of somesthetic area 1. Somesthetic area 1 has 3 areas which are called areas 3, 1 and 2. Anterior parts of this area forms area 3 and posterior part forms area 1 and 2. Connections of somesthetic area 1. Somesthetic area 1 receives sensory fibers from thalamus by a parietal part of thalamic radiation. Now localization or homunculus. Different sensory areas of the body are represented in post-central gyrus in an inverted manner as in motor area. Like this. Toes are represented in lowest part of the medial surface, legs at the upper border of the hemispheres, then from above downwards, knee, thigh, hip, trunk, upper limb, neck and face. Representation of face is not inverted. Representation of parts of face from above downwards is eyelids, nose, cheek, upper lip and lower lip. तो ये होमनक्यूलस का क्या मीनिंग है? तो यहाँ पे जहां भी टोज लिखा है, टोज यानी कि अपने पैरों की उंगलियां, तो ये सेंसरी कॉर्टेक्स है। तो जहां टोज लिखा है वहां पैरों की उंगलियों के यानी कि टोज के जो सेंसेशन है वो वहां फील होते हैं। इसी हिसाब से जहां जहां जो जो ऑर्गन्स के नाम लिखे हैं सेंसरी कॉर्टेक्स में, वहां वहां उस ऑर्गन के सेंसेशन फील होते हैं। Now, functions of somesthetic area 1. Somesthetic area 1 is responsible for perception and integration of cutaneous and kinesthetic sensations. It receives sensory impulses from cutaneous receptors. Now, touch sensation from Meissner corpuscle and Merkel disc. Pressure sensation from Pacinian corpuscle, pain sensation from free nerve endings, and temperature sensations by Crosses end bulb and Ruffini end organ, and proprioceptors of opposite side. So these are the various proprioceptor receptors. Now area 1 is concerned with sensory perception. Areas 3 and 2 are involved in the integration of these sensations. This area sends sensory feedback to the premotor area. This area is also responsible for recognizing the discriminative features of sensations, that is spatial recognition, in which tactile localization, 2-point discrimination and recognition of position and passive movements of limbs, recognition of intensity of different stimuli, recognition of similarities and differences between the stimuli. Somesthetic area 2 or secondary somesthetic area or somatosensory area 2. The exact role of this area is not clear. It is concerned with perception of sensation. The sensory parts of body have two representations in somesthetic area 1 and area 2. Now somesthetic association area, which has two areas 5 and 7. Somesthetic association area is concerned with synthesis of various sensations perceived by somesthetic area 1. Thus the somesthetic association area forms the center for combined sensations like stereognosis, which is perception of depth or three-dimensionality. Lesion of this area causes astereognosis. Sensory motor area. Now, the precentral and postcentral gyri are knit together by association neurons and are functionally interrelated. So, this area is called sensory motor area. Function of sensory motor area is to store the timing and programming of various sequential movements of complicated skilled movements. Applied physiology. Lesion or ablation of parietal lobe results in the following disturbances: contralateral disturbances of cutaneous sensations, disturbances in kinesthetic sensations, loss of tactile localization and discrimination. Now we will take the temporal lobe. Now, the temporal lobe of cerebral cortex includes three functional areas: primary auditory area, secondary auditory area or auditopsychic area, area for equilibrium. Primary auditory area includes area 41, area 42 and Wernicke area. Primary auditory area is concerned with perception of auditory impulses, analysis of pitch and determination of intensity and source of sound. Areas 41 and 42 are concerned with the perception of auditory sensation, that is sound. Wernicke area is responsible for the interpretation of auditory sensation. It carries out the function with the help of secondary auditory area, that is area 22. Wernicke area is also responsible for understanding the auditory information about any word and sending the information to Broca's area. Now, secondary auditory area is also called auditopsychic area or auditory association area. It includes area 22. This area is concerned with interpretation of auditory sensation along with Wernicke area. It is also concerned with the storage of memories of spoken words. Area for equilibrium is in the posterior part of superior temporal gyrus. It is concerned with the maintenance of equilibrium of the body. Stimulation of this area causes dizziness, swaying, falling and feeling of rotation. Applied physiology temporal lobe syndrome, which is otherwise known as Kluver-Bucy syndrome. The manifestations are aphasia, which is disturbance in speech, auditory disturbances such as frequent attacks of tinnitus, which is noise in the ear, auditory hallucinations, which is feeling of a particular type of sensation without any stimulus, with sounds like buzzing, ringing, humming, disturbances in smell and taste sensations, dreamy states. The patient are not aware of their own activities and have the feeling of unreality, visual hallucinations associated with hemianopia. Now we will take the occipital lobe. So occipital lobe, these are the areas. Occipital lobe is called the visual cortex. It consists of three functional areas: primary visual area, area 17, secondary visual area or visio-psychic area, area 18, and occipital eye field, that is area 19. Now functions of occipital lobe. Primary visual area is concerned with the perception of visual sensation. Secondary visual area, area 18, is concerned with the interpretation of visual sensation, and storage of memories of visual symbols. Occipital eye field is concerned with reflex movement of eyeballs. It is also concerned with associated movements of eyeballs while following a moving object. Now we will see the applied physiology. Lesion in the upper or lower part of visual cortex results in hemianopia. Bilateral lesion leads to total blindness. तो सेरिब्रल कॉर्टेक्स के बारे में इतना ही। आपको ये दोनों लेक्चर्स कैसे लगे ये हमें ज़रूर बताइएगा। कोई टॉपिक अगर आपको सीखना है तो भी आप हमें बता सकते हैं। प्लीज़ लाइक शेयर एंड सब्सक्राइब आवर यूट्यूब चैनल मेडिक टॉक्स। और नेक्स्ट टाइम हम नया टॉपिक लेंगे स्पाइनल कॉर्ड। थैंक यू वेरी मच।